Hello, in this video we're going to get started with game making and uh, how we establish a range of possible values for almost anything. So let's get started. Um, when we when you're making a game, just like I don't know if you're familiar with CUDA software, there's a lot of repetition that goes on. You want someone to be able to practice something. So if you want someone to be able to practice something, you need to be able to decide how complicated the values are going to be, um, so that so that you can give problems that are manageable, or that are of a certain complexity that you want your students to be able to get to. So I'm going to show you how I did this with this, because if I press this new problem, you'll notice all the values on the left side here change. All of them do. But I'm gonna open up object properties so you can see better what I'm talking about. So um, if I look over here, for instance, to set value A, random between 2 and 20, what that means is that we're saying that the value of A is going to be anywhere from between 2 and 20 every time we click on it, because it's on click. Okay, so if I click on this, it won't work because I'm in object property, so that doesn't work. But you notice that I can update for all of these. For a angle measure right here, 17, the range is going to be between 2 and 20 as well. Between For B, it's going to be between 2 and 20 also, but I multiplied by 10, which means that this essentially came to 18, but with this parentheses there, I multiply by 10, so that will always be a multiple of 10. Likewise, if you don't want to, if you want decimal answers, you could do the same thing where you divide it by a certain amount to get that decimal number as well. Because when you're doing these random betweens, it's always on the whole number. So you just put one number and then another number. If you want to make it, much, like if you want to make it go by tens or hundreds or something like that, you can always multiply. And likewise, decimal answers can be given like that as well. You also, for this ordered pair there, you can set out to make an ordered pair. So this A is 3, 1. And if you notice how I wrote this, set values A, that is the point, parentheses, random between 2 and 5, so that's the x coordinate right here. It will be anywhere between 2 and 5, and you notice that 3 is between 2 and 5, and then random between 1 and 6 for the y coordinate is right here. I have to put parentheses, and then again the brackets. All these have brackets to close it out. So bracket, whatever you're naming or whatever you're going to be identifying, the comma and the random between, and then bracket for your range. So that's how that works. Then there's one more here for this. I believe this is for the black line right here. It says set value f y equals random between 2, 5 divided by random between 1, 6 x. So this is the m right here, the slope of y equals mx plus b. Y equals, this whole thing is your numerator, random between 2 and 5, and this is the denominator of that slope before the x. So mx, x is right there, plus then random between -1, 4 is right there. So right there, -1, 4 is right there. The 0.83 is this part right there where it says it's this smaller number divided by this bigger number. That's how we got the 0.83. It does the math for you in this case. It divides it, like that. So that's one way to do it. Sometimes though, you aren't going to want to put all that. You might just want to say, you might just want to do the random betweens first, like I did here. So I did random between 2, 5, random between 1, 6, and random between -1, 4. I did those three, and then I created this equation right here. So if you notice if you notice right here how this was made, it was made with D, E, and G. So D was established right here, E was established right here, and G was established right here. So sometimes you're going to want to create the values and then input them. And a key reason why we would do that also is because if, for instance, we wanted to make a text like right here, you would want to be able to, and I'm going to show you, I'll show you the text. If we go into object properties for this one, for this text, you see we use latex and we opened up this right here and we put for A and B, except once we open this for A and B, which is this part right there, we inputted the D value. So the D value, which was from the objects, we inputted that right there, and we inputted the E right below it. So that when we did that, it gave us a fraction as opposed to a decimal as this came up. Because when we did this in the like right away, when we did it right here, it divided it. It gave us a decimal equivalent. Whereas if we wanted to show up like a fraction, we need to first establish, that what the value is going to be by just saying random between, and then just have that. So sometimes you're going to want to do that to start off, as opposed to try to skip step. You can do the same thing with an ordered pair as well. So if you just wanted to do random between like these two, and then just say that the point is going to be like for instance, I'll make a point down here and I'll just call it EG. So I already have these established, so I'll say E, comma G, and then go like that, and now I have a point that's 2, 3. Well, that's based on this and this. So you can establish a bunch of parameters for or a bunch of ranges for and then for values, and then use them wherever you want to use them. So you just got to remember that you're not typing in the number, you're typing in the letter whenever you create something. So it's important for us to be able to use these because it will allow for really quick sort of updating of values and allow for the opportunity for practice for whatever skill we identify. We can put this into the on click. Remember, it goes into on click. These instructions go into on click of a button, and that gives us new values every time. And then so the new problem comes up, every time these values are updated. So that's it. This is just again an easy way to sort of begin the process of creating some sort of practice game that you might have in mind. So just you might want to just practice whatever sort of visual you like. I mean, if it's just it could just be a text that says something times something equals something, right? And you could just have that update, or you could have, I don't know, a parabola with an equation, but just to get comfortable with trying to have these updated values in those equations can make for quick turnover of questions. So that's it for this video.